Hey everybody, welcome back to A Better Computer. My name is Matt, and today I'm super excited to get to talk about something cheap. I didn't realize that when I started this new season of A Better Computer, I was going to talk about like the most expensive things possible for the first couple episodes, the Apple Vision Pro and Superhuman email. And so I'm happy this week that I get to talk about something cheaper, and that is Visible phone service. And Visible is something I've had my eye on for quite a while. I was generally unhappy with how much I was paying for cell service, which I don't need the best in the world, and it was just ridiculous to me that I was paying close to $200 a month for 2 lines, ridiculous. So I was interested in these NVMO situations. I wanted to spend less, and I just wasn't sure if it was worth it. I finally made the jump a few months ago and wanted to walk you through some of the parts of the experience that I thought were relevant that I would have liked to see at the time when I was making the decision. So I'm going to talk about the pricing. How legit is the pricing? I'm going to talk about the migration process from T-Mobile to Visible. I'm going to talk about switching between phones. So if you buy a new phone, what's the upgrade process like? Briefly, I'll touch on the international options, and then I'm also going to, at the end, talk about coverage and speed, which is hard to talk about in this sort of thing because where you live is going to be different to where I live, and our experiences will be different. But I wanted to touch on it briefly just to give you an idea. So let's jump into it. I'll try to go pretty quick through these and just give you the information you need. Chapter markers down here so you can jump to what you're interested in. So pricing. Is the pricing legit? Is it actually $25 per month? Yes, I'm very happy to say it is $25 per month. And there's no taxes or extra fees on top of that. You're just going to pay $25. I'm showing a screen share here of my bank statement showing a $25 charge, a $45 charge for their premium plan, and then an upgrade thing. So there is Visible Premium, and Visible Premium is $45 per month. And I'll kind of show you the differences here, but the differences aren't that significant. I'd say the most notable things with the premium plan are that it includes an Apple Watch. So if you have a cellular Apple Watch connected to your iPhone and you want to bring that along, you can do that in Visible. If you're on the $25 plan, you have to pay $10 extra per month to get the watch. If you're on the $45 a month plan, the watch is just included as part of that. So $35 or $45 if you want to have a watch on your line as well. The premium also includes, the other notable thing there is no deprioritization when the network is under heavier load. So that was one of the things when I asked kind of online what people thought about Visible, what their experience was. The number one downside I heard people say was that when the Verizon network, which is what Visible runs on, when the network is overloaded or it just has a lot of people doing things on it, Visible customers are the first group that are deprioritized. They're going to have worse data, worse speeds and worse performance during popular times when a lot of people are online using the network. If you're using Visible Premium, supposedly you won't be deprioritized the same way. You'll be treated more like a normal Verizon customer. I have not been able to test this. I have not been able to see this. I live in the suburbs. It's usually fine, so I've never experienced a time where like, wow, the internet's really slow right now. It's just always been the same. But it is a thing to know. If you're worried about being deprioritized, you might want to upgrade to the premium one. If you're going into the city or you're going to like a sporting event and you want to make sure that you have the best network possible for directions and Uber and all that, whatever, maybe upgrade to premium for a month or so just to get that briefly and then downgrade once you're done. That's another thing worth noting is that when you downgrade your service or upgrade your service, you do it all through the app or the website. There's no need to talk to customer service. There's no one who's going to give you a hard sales pitch, and that's nice as well. So a lot of these companies, cable providers, cell service providers, they're very happy to let you upgrade your service online to pay more every month to them. But if you want to downgrade, sometimes that means calling customer support and getting someone to try to convince you not to do that. Thankfully, with Visible, I haven't had to talk to anyone ever. I've just been able to sign up, upgrade my service, downgrade my service, add a watch, remove the watch. I've been able to do all this without having to talk to anybody. I just do it in the app, and it all happens very neatly, very easily. The one thing I guess I did notice is that when you upgrade from the $25 to $45 a month plan, they will charge you the difference prorated for the amount left on your kind of current billing month. So you will get charged right away. You will get upgraded right away, but you're also charged right away for the rest of the month. When you downgrade, you'll actually finish out your current month at the higher price, and then they'll downgrade you for the next billing period. So they won't like do a prorated refund, if that makes sense. So not a huge deal, but something to know. Another very important thing about the plans is you may be wondering, where's the family plans? Where's the discount for multiple lines? There are no family plans on Visible, and there's no multiple lines at all. So you sign up with one email address, you have one Visible account, and you have one phone number with that. Me and my wife use it, and she has a completely separate Visible account with a separate email, separate username, separate charge on her bank account every month. Totally different. They're unrelated. There's no way to link them together. There's no way to like make one of us the like admin of the account with sublines. Nothing like that. For us, it's okay. It's only two of us. But if we were a family of 5 or something, this might be a little ridiculous, and you may not like this. So that's definitely a thing to know. There are no family plans on Visible. So yeah, that's the pricing. I should also say, if you use Hotspot, there is unlimited hotspot. It's unlimited data as well. But if you are hotspotting, you can hotspot on the $25 a month one. It's fine. Supposedly you get higher speeds if you hotspot with the premium Visible service, but it's been totally fine for the things that I do. Hotspotting works great. So let's talk about migrating from T-Mobile. And I did this months ago, and I didn't really record any of it, so I can't really give you all the details, but I will say the process was very painless. Effectively, I had to go into my T-Mobile account. I had to generate a PIN that I would use to indicate that I was moving my phone number. Since I own my phone number, I can move it to whatever service I want. And you basically have to generate a PIN in your current provider to basically let them know I'm intentionally moving. Then in your new provider, in Visible, basically you do this all within the Visible app. You just tap through a couple pages that explain what to do. It's very simple. And you give them that PIN. And then in the background, I don't know what they do, but they move your phone number to your new Visible account. And what was really cool is that they also, or T-Mobile, once that was moved, my old line was completely removed from my T-Mobile account, so I was no longer being billed for it. It no longer showed up. It was great, and it happened within minutes of me deciding to start the process of migrating. So it was very easy, very simple. Your mileage may vary if you're coming from AT&T, Verizon. I don't know what that process looks like, but it should be basically the same thing. And if you're not migrating your phone number, all you have to do is cancel your service at the other place. However, again, you're probably going to have to call someone and talk to somebody, and they're going to try to convince you not to. This process made it so I didn't have to talk to anybody. The system just kind of did it for me. On a similar note, migrating from one phone to another. So you're going to buy a new phone eventually. You're going to have to migrate. And I'm not talking about Android here. I should say all of my experience has been on iOS. And basically upgrading from one iPhone to another was pretty painless, but not as painless as it is with T-Mobile, which I've used previously. So when you're migrating to a new phone, right, you like scan your old phone with the new phone, or vice versa, I forget which one, but you scan it and then you start migrating all your stuff to the new phone, including your eSIM if you have one set up. And with T-Mobile, you just say, oh, yeah, that's my eSIM, move it to the new phone, and you instantly have cell service on the new device. With Visible, they don't currently, at least as of August 2024 when I'm recording this, they don't support iOS's eSIM migration. So you can't do that. Instead, what you have to do is basically do the full phone migration. And then once the Visible app is installed on the new phone, you tap through a few screens to basically move from within the app. So you can't do it during the migration process. This does mean that if you're upgrading your phone and don't have Wi-Fi, you're not going to be able to do anything because you don't have internet service until you get the Visible app installed on the new phone. So yeah, just a little thing there, a little more painful, but it ultimately worked and just took another minute. So just another step, not a huge deal. I wanted to also talk about international very quickly. So I haven't used this yet, so I don't know the quality of it, but in terms of pricing, I'm going to read from here. Basically, if you're on a normal Visible plan, if you're in Mexico, Canada, Puerto Rico, or the U.S. Virgin Islands, you pay $5 a day to get international data. If you go to most other places in the world, it's 140 countries, it's $10 per day. If you have Visible Premium, it is cheaper. So if you're in those Mexico, Canada, Puerto Rico, U.S. Virgin Islands, it's free. The data is totally free there, no additional cost for your plan. And if you go anywhere else in the world, your first day international is free, and then it's $10 a month after that. So I don't know if that's worth buying premium for all on its own. Maybe it would be more worth it if like international was totally free, but only 1 day free. I feel like if you're going international, you're probably going to be there for a couple days, so you're still going to pay anyway. Anyway, haven't used it myself, but that's kind of the price scene and how it works. So coverage and performance, how does that actually work? Again, I live in Illinois. I can only speak for myself. With T-Mobile, I had pretty high speeds, but spotty coverage in some spots. So I had numerous places around where I live where I just didn't have internet reliably. Like I reliably would not have internet in the same spot. And then I'd walk 2 blocks over and I'd suddenly have internet. It's similar with Visible on the Verizon network. For me, there's places where I don't have internet, there's places where I have great internet, and those spots are just slightly different. So I can't really tell a huge difference myself. I'll put some speed tests that I ran randomly. Again, these don't really tell you anything, but they advertise up to about 150 megabits per second when on normal service, and higher speeds if you're on Visible Premium. I don't typically get those speeds, but presumably, again, different people, different places will get different numbers. And then I will say the great thing about eSIM, one of my favorite things about eSIM overall is that you can easily trial a network without having to go to a store, without having to sign up for anything. And so I was able to trial Visible for a week before actually signing up for it to make sure that the network worked well where I was. And this was really great. I've done this previously with the Verizon app. I think did I do it with AT&T? I can't remember, but I've done it before a couple times, and I was able to do it with Visible as well, and that was awesome. It just let me trial it to make sure it worked. I don't even think I had to enter like billing info. I just had to set up like my account, and then billing info was added once I decided to upgrade. So if you aren't sure about the coverage, do a free trial, see if it works in the places where you're going to be, and if it does, then you can feel pretty good that it's going to work for you overall. I will say I tried to do this on my Android phone. I have a Pixel 7 as well, and I tried to do it there, and there was no free trial option, at least that I could find. So it's possible the trials are iOS only, which is definitely annoying if true, but yeah, I tried and could not find it on my Pixel. So a little bit of a bummer there. And I think that's pretty much it. This isn't a fully in-depth video about the service. I'm sure there's YouTube channels that really talk about cell service a lot, and they probably have other things they would say, but hopefully this gave you an idea of some of the things that are notable about Visible. I'm quite happy with it. I don't need the best internet service available for my cellular plan. I do want good internet at home, but cellular, as long as I have some internet, I'm fine. So Visible's been great for that, and it saved me hundreds of dollars per year. Like it is very, very welcome to save this much money on my cell service. And yeah, so I'm a happy customer. There's a link down below. It is an affiliate link. If you use it, I think you might save some money. I'll save some money on my plan as well, but whatever. Use the affiliate link. Don't use the affiliate link. I don't really care. These are, as always, my honest thoughts on the service, the product, and I hope you found it helpful. So thank you so much for watching. Bye-bye.